Welcome. It's good to be with you. I am Dr. Michael Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. The title of my channel is called Shrink Fit, a psychiatrist's guide to life fitness. And I chose that title because that reflects the title of a book that I wrote a few years ago, also called Shrink Fit, a psychiatrist's guide to life fitness. In this book, I wrote quite a bit about different things that I think are important elements of having a fit life, or a life that is what I call shrink fit. That is more than just being able to run fast or lift a lot of weight. It involves being healthy for all of life, so that life works well for you. In this book, I talk about a lot of different things that are, I think, interesting and relevant to having a good life. If you are interested in this, I will leave some additional information in the description for this podcast, and you can refer to that for more information. It is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But one of the chapters in there, I spent some time discussing the importance of fortifying and nurturing relationships as we go in life. Relationships, that's the part of life where we spend a lot of time and energy that it can enrich our lives, or it can be a source of a lot of frustration and unhappiness if we don't properly nourish those relationships. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about this a little bit more. Recently, I attended the showing of a movie that's pretty popular right now, Young Washington. And in that movie, there was some reference made to a set of rules that George Washington tried to live by throughout his life. And I thought some of those rules were very helpful and important, and some of them were a little bit amusing, and in today's world would be, I'm not sure how well they would be received. But anyway, that's another book that I'd like to make some reference to. This is George Washington's Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior. Does anybody think we could use a little more civility and a little more decent behavior in our lives? I kind of think it wouldn't hurt to have some more of that. Just to give you a little taste of this, a few years ago, I did a presentation where I referred to this. It was in a political context, and I was encouraging what George Washington had encouraged, meaning civil behavior. And I think that's something that deserves some attention. So I just wrote down a few of the 110 rules that George Washington that he wrote about. I will obviously not refer to all 110 of them. I'm just going to refer to 5 or 6 of them for now and give you something to think about. Hopefully this will be useful to you. So the rule number 1, every action done in company ought to be done with some sign of respect to those that are present. Yeah, I kind of like that. The next one he lists as rule number 4. He states, in the presence of others, sing not to thyself or yourself with a humming voice, nor drum with your fingers or feet. Yeah, that's something to think about. Also, rule number 6. This is a good one as well. Sleep not when others speak. Sit not when others stand. Speak not when you should hold your peace. And walk not on when others stop. Rule number 22, I think also was a good one. Show not yourself glad at the misfortune of another, though he were your enemy. Rule number 35, let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. That may be difficult to achieve in today's litigious society. Rule number 49, use no reproachful language against anyone, neither curse nor revile. Something to think about there. Rule number 50, be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any. Let me read that again. Be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any. Rule number 80. Be not tedious in discourse or in reading unless you find the company pleased therewith. I'm going to try to keep that in mind as I pursue these podcasts. I have a lot of things that I think are pretty interesting to me anyway. I have found in life that some things that are interesting to me may put other people to sleep. So I will try not to do that. However, if you find something that I say that is interesting or you would like me to go on a little bit more about, please let me know. Still, I hope not to be too tedious in my discussion of various topics. Next, rule number 12. I think this is an excellent rule as well. Shake not the head, feet, or legs, roll not the eyes, lift not one eyebrow higher than the other, wry not the mouth, and bedew no man's face with your spittle by approaching too near him when you speak. That's a good sampling of some of the rules of civility that our first president, George Washington, used to guide his life. I think those are worth reflecting on and considering. So anyway, I hope to have you tune in again. I hope to make this a fun and interesting podcast. I would welcome your subscription and sharing this with others if you think the topics that we talk about are interesting, and I think they will be. Again, I'm mostly going to refer to my book Shrink Fit, and I will derive or I will take topics out of this and explore them in a little more detail. I also have written a few blogs that I may refer to as well. And books like this, Rules of Civility from George Washington, I think there's a lot in there that we can go with. Part of the reason for focusing on that again is that I did focus one chapter on a discussion of relationships. And I think these rules of civility are things that might be considered, and they might help to enhance some of the relationships that we have in life. Anyway, I hope to have you tune in again, and I welcome your questions and comments, and look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Thank you for tuning in, and have a nice day. Goodbye.